Thank you for joining me today on Give Us This Day. I'm excited to share a word with you today from the book of Joshua, chapter 1. I know there's a lot of change happening in our world today. There's a lot of change happening in the body of Christ. And I know the Lord is bringing forth a lot of these changes. And in the midst of change, we can get uneasy as believers. We can kind of get caught up in fearful things. We can get caught up in disappointments because it didn't necessarily go the way we thought it was going to go. And I don't believe the Lord is calling us to be fearful, and I do not believe that He's calling us to be a people that are disappointed. I think it's time for us to raise our expectations higher of what the Lord has for us. And so in Joshua chapter 1, we see a transformation. We see a change that's taking place. Everyone was following Moses, but Moses is not going to lead the people anymore. Now Joshua is going to take his place. And so speaking to Joshua, the word of the Lord comes and it says, "Be strong and of good courage, for you shall divide as an inheritance the land which I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous, that you may observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right or to the left, that you may prosper wherever you go. The book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, that you may observe to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success." Well, I like the way that ends because I want to have prosperous things and I want to have good success. I think every person that's watching right now, if I were to ask you, hey, do you want to be prosperous? I think everyone would get two hands going. I want to be prosperous, Lord. I want to have good success. And so as we look at this in this time of change that we find ourselves in, the Lord is speaking to all of us and He's saying, hey, be strong and of good courage. My courage doesn't rely in me. It doesn't rely on my strength. My courage is in the Lord and what He's calling us to do. And so we've got to have such a confidence what He's spoken. And it says, don't be looking to your right hand. Don't be looking to your left. It's so easy to see what's happening around us and get spun up by circumstances and news stories and situations and people reporting this negative thing or people reporting this negative thing, that we lose that strength and that determination and that confidence that we're supposed to have in the Lord, that we can be strong and courageous. But listen to what it says. It says, "And you shall meditate on it day and night." You know, to meditate on something literally means to take time to get in touch with your heart. From the very beginning, Christianity has always been a heartfelt relationship. It's always been what God intended for us. When Jesus arrived on the scene, he confronted the Pharisees and the Sadducees. He says, you guys look good on the outside, but on the inside, you're dead men's bones, you're whitewashed tombs. The Lord's not calling us to be dead on the inside. He's calling us to be alive on the inside. And so we've got to meditate. Well, what do we want to meditate on? We want to meditate on the Word. We want to meditate on the promises of God. We want to meditate that He's called us to be a people that prosper. He's called us a people that have good success. And so we want to meditate on these thoughts and allow them to work in us. There's a Him part, and there's always an us part. And that us part is be strong, be courageous. What are you setting your thoughts to? What are you ruminating on? What are you chewing over and over again? Is it life to you, or is it leading you to a place where you're dissatisfied or frustrated or angered? Because we've got to be so mindful that, Lord, this time of shaking is taking place. There's an unsettling that's taking place around us. And instead of getting caught up in all the unsettling, we should be pointing our eyes to the kingdom and the King and saying, Lord, I know you're doing something great, and it's going to be great for me. It's going to be great for my family. It's going to be great for my community. It's going to be great for my church because you're in the midst of it. So today, let's meditate on the right things. Let's set our heart on the right things and be understanding there's a prosperity that God has for you. There's a blessing and a good success. Thanks for joining me today. I'm excited by this word, and I hope it's working in your heart and your spirit. See you soon.